lama 45 menit ya Ustadz ya, nggak apa ya.
Khairan.
Oke, baik. Sekarang jam 6:30, biasanya jam 7 kita sudah selesai karena kita mulai telat, paling telat sampai jam 7:15, jadi kira-kira 45 menit. Nggak apa Ustadz ya?
Khairan.
Oke, baik. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Waalaikumsalam.
We praise you to Allah, we praise Him, we seek His help, we seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from our evil deeds and evil action. Whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides, no one can misguide, and whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala misguide, no one can guide. I be witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the last and final messenger sent down to the whole mankind. My dear respected brothers and sisters, welcome to our Al-Hijrah lecture online. Alhamdulillah, we have reached to the 16th night of the night of Ramadan, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make these nights, days of Ramadan, a forgiven days and nights for us. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our taqwa and to accept our fasting during these days of Ramadan, inshallah. And we send our prayers and salutation to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to his families, his sahaba, his tabi'in, tabi'ut tabi'in, and also to the followers who are constant in his sunnah, in his footstep, inshallah, until the day of judgment, inshallah. Inshallah, tonight we have our Ustadz again from Indonesia, Ustadz Ihsan Tandjung. We'll be discussing, or we'll be delivering a great talk about the end of time, and inshallah tonight a particular topic based on the emergence of Dajjal. So what are the signs of it, and then and who is this Dajjal? Inshallah, we will hear from Ustadz Ihsan Tandjung. Any questions, we'll leave it until the end, and we have approximately about 45 minutes from now. Tafadol, Ustadz.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Alhamdulillah, this afternoon, Allah Ta'ala has gathered us in this meeting, although this is not a face-to-face meeting, but inshallah we still hope to Allah. We pray to Allah that the malaika is also present, asking Allah Ta'ala to give forgiveness for all of us who are present in the seek of knowledge for the cause of Allah Ta'ala, and also teaching knowledge in the cause of Allah Ta'ala. Salawat, salam sejahtera. We also ask Allah Ta'ala to be given to our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his families, his companions, and all of his followers, and may Allah make us amongst them, inshallah Ta'ala. Okay, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, this afternoon our talk is about the emergence of Ad-Dajjal. Yeah? First of all, I'd like to remind you that Ad-Dajjal is part of Alamatus Sa'ah, the signs of the end times. Yeah? And it is categorized as one of the Alamatul Kubra, one of the major signs of the hour. Yeah? And the Dajjal, he is known as A'zamul Fitnah, as the greatest tribulence in the history of Bani Adam, in the history of the children of Adam, that is, in the history of humanity. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says in one of his hadith, we will see the hadith in a short while. I'll try to share a slide with you. Although I'm sorry, the slide is not translated yet into English. It's still in Bahasa Indonesia. But I do believe that it's still beneficial for all of children of Adam. There is no turbulence greater than the turbulence of the Dajjal. There is no turbulence greater than the turbulence of Ad-Dajjal. Yeah. وإن الله عز وجل لم يبعث نبيا إلا حذر أمته الدجال. And Allah Ta'ala has not sent a prophet except that this prophet, that prophet, has reminded, has warned his ummah about the existence or the fitna or the turbulence of a Dajjal. Yeah? وَأَنَا آخِرُ الْأَنْبِيَاءِ, and I am the last of the prophets. وَأَنْتُمْ آخِرُ الْأُمَمِ, and you are the end of the ummah, of the nations. Yeah? You are the end of the nations. وَهُوَ خَارِجٌ فِيكُمْ لَا مَحَالَةً. So Dajjal will emerge, will appear amongst you without a shadow of doubt. Yeah? So from this hadith, we can uh, underline at least 2 points. The first is that Dajjal is the greatest turbulence in the history of mankind. And secondly, that all the prophets have reminded, have warned its people, his people, about the fitna of Dajjal, turbulence of Dajjal. But one by one, these prophets have passed away up till our beloved Prophet Muhammad SAW, the latest, the final prophet. He has passed away, and Dajjal has not appeared, has not emerged, which means that Dajjal will emerge in the midst of the nation of Muhammad SAW, that is the Muslim Ummah, living without its prophet, living without the Ummah's prophet, which means that all of us, me and you, we are part of the Ummah of Muhammad SAW, who has the possibility, the probability of encountering Ad-Dajjal. Yeah? وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ ذَلِكَ. And we seek refuge from Allah Ta'ala in encountering the Dajjal. Okay, Ad-Dajjal is the greatest turbulence in mankind, in the history of mankind, the history of the world. What kind of creature is he? Yeah. If we look at the Quran, we do not see the name Dajjal being explicitly uh, explicitly stated out by Allah Ta'ala in the Holy Book of Al Quran. Why is that? Well, actually, the ulama, the scholars, they have discussed this very important matter. Why is it that Dajjal, being the greatest turbulence, is not mentioned in the Quran at all? And it turns out that the answer is because Allah Ta'ala wants to insult Dajjal in such a way that even his name is not being uh, stated out in the holy book of Al Quran. Yeah. So if we cannot uh, learn about Dajjal in explicit uh, uh, explicit text in the Quran, from where can we learn about Dajjal? Well, of course, we have to learn about Dajjal from our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallam. Why is that? Because the knowledge of Dajjal is part of the knowledge of Ilm al-Ghaib, the knowledge of Al-Ghaib. Al-Ghaib means the unseen. Yeah? And Allah Ta'ala in Surah Al-Jinn, verse 26 and 27, says, عالم الغيب فلا يظهر على غيبه أحدا إلا من ارتضى من رسول. Allah Ta'ala, He is the all-knowing about the issues of al-ghaib, the unseen, and Allah Ta'ala does not reveal anything about the unseen except towards His messenger, which He is pleased with them. Yeah. So uh, there is an ayah, there is a verse in the Quran which implicitly speaks about the Dajjal. Which verse is that? That is in verse 158, Surah Al-An'am. Allah Ta'ala says, هَلْ يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَّا أَن تَأْتِيَهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ أَوْ يَأْتِيَ رَبُّكَ أَوْ يَأْتِيَ بَعْضُ آيَاتِ رَبِّكَ. Mankind does not wait except for the existence or the appearance of the malaika, which its duty is to take his soul, that is the coming of death, or the appearance of your Lord, Allah Ta'ala, that is on the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, Allah Ta'ala will appear amongst all of us, amongst all mankind, and Allah will say, "Ana al-Malik al-Yawm." I am the king today. Yeah. Aina al-Jabbarun, Aina al-Mutakabbirun. Where are those who are uh, being so arrogant, and where are those who want to force their will towards the people? Yeah. And then Allah says, or the appearance of some signs of your Lord. On the day, it says here, يوم يأتي بعض آيات ربك لا ينفع نفسا إيمانها لم تكن آمنت من قبل أو كسبت في إيمانها خيرا قل انتظروا إنا منتظرون. On the day when the signs of your Lord has appeared, there will be no benefit for a person who has never been a believer before that, or who has been a believer but he has not done any good uh, in his time of being a believer. So say, we wait uh, the way that you wait. Yeah? You wait the way that we wait. Yeah? So this ayah is talking about signs of your Lord. And in a hadith, there's a hadith from Nabi Muhammad SAW where he says, yeah, ثلاث إذا خرجنا لا ينفع نفسا إيمانها. There are three things, yeah, three signs of your Lord. When it appears, yeah, there will be no benefit of somebody who has not any iman before of that, or somebody who has iman but has not done any good in his time of being a mu'min. Those three signs of your Lord is uh, طلوع الشمس من مغربها, yeah, the rising of the sun from the west, and then uh, خروج الدجال, yeah, the appearance of Dajjal, and then Dabatul Ard, the beast which will come from the earth. Yeah. So these three signs, all of them are part of Alamatul Kubra, yeah, the major signs of the hour. Yeah. If one person, a person has become a kafir all this time in his life, and then the rising of the sun from the west happens, then this person will have no benefit at all in his life to be. Yeah. That goes the same when he meets the Dajjal. This person who is a kafir, he will have no benefit at all in the days to come. Yeah. That also happens when the beast also already comes out from the earth. Yeah. The kafir will have no benefit in the days to come. That goes the same with a person who has become a Muslim, he has become a believer, but in his time of being a believer, he has never done any good whatsoever. Yeah, what he's done is only bad deeds. Yeah, for these kind of people, if the sun rises from the west, yeah, there is no good in the days to come for him. That goes the same when he meets the Dajjal appears, and then he meets the Dajjal. There is no benefit of his life in the days to come, and that goes the same when the beast comes out. These people who say that they are mu'min, they are believers, but then they never do good deeds, they only do bad deeds, yeah, they will have no benefit in their life days to come. Yeah. Okay. But still the question is, so what is Dajjal? Yeah. Dajjal is a human being. Yeah. We'll talk about it now. Okay, there's the very long hadith. It's narrated by Imam Muslim. It's a sound hadith. It's Sahih hadith. Yeah. It talks about a sailor from Palestine by the name of Tamim ad-Dari. Tamim ad-Dari, he was a Christian sailor from Palestine. He brought 30 of his what you call it, his team, yeah, sailing on this ship. Yeah. But then what happens is the ship was caught in a very great storm for 30 days and 30 nights. Yeah. It was tossed about. Yeah. The ship was tossed about, yeah, to the right and then to the left. Yeah. until it came to a small island. Yeah, they went down to the small island. Yeah, all of these sailors. Yeah, Tamim Ad-Dari as the leader. And then when they arrived in this island, they met this very unusual creature. This creature is full of what you call it, hair, full of hair from his front side to his back side. Yeah, and so they could not tell which is the head and which is the back side. So then this creature suddenly talks to them, and they become more astonished because this creature can talk. eh. And he says that there is a person in that in this island who wants to meet you guys. Uh, So then they left this creature, thinking that it's the devil. Yeah, it's a female devil. So then they arrived in this monastery. Yeah, they went inside this monastery, and it turns out that there was this أعظم إنسان رأيناه. Yeah, Tamim Madari says in this hadith, we saw this very enormous person, human being, where I never saw such an enormous human being. Yeah, but he was strangled. He was what you call it. He was being tied up. Yeah, his hands tied up like this, and then his feet were tied up from the knee up till the feet. Yeah, with a great iron. Yeah, he could not move at all, but he could speak. Yeah, and then when they met this unusual, enormous person, a human being, being tied up, yeah, this person asked, "Please tell me about Kurma Baisan." Kurma Baisan is the dates of Baisan. Baisan is a name of a village in Palestine. So then Tamim Madari asked him, "What do you want to know about the dates of Baisan?" Then he asked, "Are the dates still fruitful?" Yeah. So then they answered, "Yes." Then this person said, "No, that these dates will not be fruitful anymore. Yeah, in time to come." And then the second question is, please tell me about the lake of Tiberias. Yeah, Tiberias is a lake in the northern part of Palestine. They asked, what do you want to know about it? So then he said, is there any water in the lake? Then they said, there's a lot of water in the lake of Tiberias. Then he said, you should know that the water will decrease and will be finished. And then the third question is, please tell me about the source of water in Zugar. Zugar is a place in the eastern part of Palestine. Today, it's part of Jordan. Yeah. So then they asked, what do you want to know about the source of water of Zugar? So then he asked, is there any water there? And do the people still, whatchamacallit, take the water for them to plant the seeds? Then they said, yes, the water is still immense, and the people still use the water, for planting seeds. Yeah. So then his final question was, please tell me about the prophet who is blind. I mean, he's illiterate. Yeah. How is his situation? Keep in mind, Tamim Ad-Dari is not a Muslim. He's a Christian, but he's an Arab. Yeah, he comes from Palestine. So he heard about Nabi Muhammad sallam. He heard about our prophet, being our prophet being an Arab as well. So then he answered, yes, this illiterate Nabi prophet has come out of Mecca, and now he lives in Yasrib. Yeah, we know that Yasrib is the ancient name of Medina. Yeah? So then he asked again, do the Arabs make war against him? Then we said yes. Then he asked again, so what do they do towards him? Then we told him that this prophet, he became victorious over the Arabs, the Arab nations, and now the Arab nations are uh, following him, obeying him. And then he asked, "Has that happened?" Then Tamim Madari said, "Yes, that has happened." So then this person said, "You should know, actually, for them, yeah, to obey him, that is a good thing to do. And now I will tell you, I will inform you who I am. Ana al-Masih al-Dajjal. I am the al-Masih, the Messiah al-Dajjal. And my time to be permitted to go out from this place is very close. It's not long anymore. And I will go over the whole of the world, yeah, the earth, yeah, and I will not leave a village except that I will come into it. I will do this journey for 40 nights, yeah, except Mecca and Tayyibah. Tayyibah is another name of Medina. These two cities, I am not allowed to go into them. Every time I get close to one of these two cities, there is a malaika holding a sword, yeah, getting ready, yeah, to fight against me. Yeah. They are defending these two cities. Yeah. So then Tamim Ad-Dari, so the dialogue between Tamim Ad-Dari and this Dajjal finished. Yeah. Tamim Ad-Dari went away. He left this island with his 30 men. Where to? He went directly to Medina because he wanted to ask confirmation to Nabi Muhammad sallam about what he has experienced. So it turns out that Tamim ad-Dari arrived in Medina around the time before Aisha, the time before Azan Isha, yeah? The call to prayer of Isha, yeah? Nighttime. Yeah? So then our Nabi, our Prophet sallam, yeah, welcomed Tamim ad-Dari, and then Tamim ad-Dari started to tell his story to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallam. And it turns out that our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallam confirmed to him that you have met Al-Masih Dajjal. So then Tamim ad-Dari, yeah, bared witness, yeah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. He embraced Islam. Yeah. And then Prophet Muhammad sallam went to the masjid, and then he made Salat al-Isha. Yeah. And after Salat al-Isha, he directly stood up and then went to the mimbar, yeah, to give a lecture. Yeah? And then he started explaining, yeah, what he heard of the story of Tamim ad-Dari, yeah, encountering the Dajjal. And at the end of his explanation, his lecture, yeah, he hit the mimbar with his small, what you call it, cane, yeah, and then he said, هذه الطيبة, هذه الطيبة, هذه الطيبة. This is طيبة, this is طيبة, this is طيبة. This is Medina. Yeah? Remember, have I not told you? Then all of the Sahaba said, yes, you have told us. So then our beloved Prophet ended his lecture by saying, what Tamim ad-Dari has related to me is something very astonishing because his story is the same as my story concerning Dajjal, concerning the city of Medina and the city of Makkah. Yeah, MashaAllah ta'ala. Yeah. So what can we conclude from this? We can conclude that based on this long hadith, Dajjal is a human being. He is part of the children of Adam, alayhi salam. Because when Nabi Muhammad sallam listened to the story from Tamim Ad-Dari saying that I met the most enormous human being in my life, yeah, Nabi Muhammad sallam did not deny that, did not reject that, which means that Nabi Muhammad sallam agrees that it is a human being, although it is unusual in the sense that it's big, it's enormous, and in the sense that he will have a long life, because imagine, in the time of Nabi Muhammad salam, uh, Tamim Dari already met with him, and he will come out in the end times, which means in our time, or maybe in my children's time. eh, Allahu alam bisawab. But anyway, he will come out in the end times, which means that Allah gives him a long life, a long life, thousands of years of his life. Is that possible? Of course, that's possible, because Allah Ta'ala is the giver and the taker of life and death. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue. Uh, Now we come to the point of signs which indicate that the emergence of Dajjal is already close. Yeah. The first hadith is as such: لا يخرج الدجال حتى يذهل الناس عن ذكره وحتى تترك الأئمة ذكره على المنابر. Dajjal will not emerge until people uh, start to get astonished about the issue of Dajjal, and then until the Imam, the Muballigh, the Du'at, the speakers, the lecturers in the Mimbar, they do not warn people concerning at Dajjal. So if these two phenomena is starting to become prominent, that means that the Dajjal, his emergence is getting close. Yeah. First of all, when people start to become astonished about the issue of Dajjal, and second of all, when the lecturers in the mimbar, the du'at, the da'i, the ustad, do not remind people anymore about at-Dajjal. Yeah. You can answer yourself. Is it true when you start talking about Dajjal to any ordinary people, they will start to become astonished. They will start to ask, is this for real? Is Dajjal not just a myth? Yeah. And that goes the same with the case of da'wah. Yeah? Is it true that now a lot of ustad do not speak, do not remind people anymore about Dajjal? Yeah, yeah. Let yourself be the judge. Yeah. Okay. The next hadith, it says يجيء الدجال فيسعد أحدا فينظر المدينة فيقول لأصحابه أترون هذا القصر الأبيض هذا مسجد أحمد. When Dajjal emerges, he will climb up the mountain of Uhud, and then he will start to observe the city of Medina from above that mountain. Eh, You should know that the mountain of Uhud is a mountain only about 6 kilometers out of the city of Medina. Yeah. So when Dajjal emerges, he will climb this mountain, and then he will observe the city of Dajjal, city of Medina, from that mountain. And then he will say to his followers, which are beside him, أترون هذا القصر الأبيض? Do you see this white palace? Yeah. هذا مسجد أحمد. This is the masjid of Ahmad. Ahmad means Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. So what's interesting is, a long time ago, in the time of the Prophet sallam, Masjid Nabawi, the masjid of Nabi Muhammad sallam, was a very simple masjid. Yeah, its floor was the ground, was the land. Yeah, and then uh, it was only covered by the leaves of the date trees. Yeah. But today we know that Masjid Nabawi has been renovated in such a way that it appears like a palace. Yeah, and it's a white palace, mashallah. Yeah. So what does that mean? It means that the masjid of Ahmad, or Masjid Nabawi, has become like a white palace. And Dajjal, when he sees the masjid of Ahmad from Mount Uhud, yeah, he will say to his followers, do you see that white palace? That is the masjid of Ahmad. And now the masjid of Ahmad has become in such a way like a palace, and its color is white. Yeah, white palace. MashaAllah ta'ala. Yeah. And then there's another hadith where our Prophet Muhammad SAW says, Al Masih Dajjal will not enter the city of Medina, yeah, when at that time the city of Medina has seven gates, yeah, and each gate is being protected by two malaikah, two angels. Yeah. What's interesting is, uh, in history, we know that the city of Medina is an open city. Anybody can come into that city from any part of uh, the city. But today, we know that there are seven great uh, streets, big streets, coming into Medina. And each street has a particular gate. Yeah? There is one street coming from the direction of Jeddah. There's one street from Mecca, one street from Rabiq, one street from the airport, the Bandara, and then there's one street from Tabuk, and there are two streets from areas surrounding Medina, mashallah ta'ala, which means that Medina already has seven gates now. Yeah, yeah. And the Prophet says that Dajjal will not try to enter Medina except when Medina already has seven gates and each gate is being protected by two malaika. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Okay, we'll continue. And then outside of Medina, there is this mountain, and above this mountain, there is what you call a compound consisting of great villas, yeah, villas, expensive, yeah, luxurious villas, yeah, known as uh, people call it as the Kingdom Palace. Yeah, why? Because the king of Saudi Arabia or his family or his uh, what you call it, distinguished guests, when they go to Medina, they are placed, they rest in this Kingdom Palace. But what's unique about this compound is that people do not call it Kingdom Palace, but they call it Dajjal's Palace. Why is that? Because some say that when the Dajjal he has observed Medina from Mount Uhud, then he will try to go down from Mount Uhud and try to come into the city of Medina, but he will not succeed. Why? Because it is protected by the Malaika. So then he will go to this other mountain, uh, which is covered with salt, yeah, yeah, and then he will hit parts of a compound in that mountain, so that the city of Medina will experience three earthquakes, and these earthquakes will cause the people of Medina who have sickness in their heart, who have the so-called nifak mentality, munafikin mentality, hypocrite mentality, they will come out, yeah, uh, by their own will, yeah, as though they are invited by Dajjal. And it turns out that the place where Dajjal has hit and caused this earthquake is the mountain filled with salt, which is also the mountain of this kingdom palace. Wallahu alam bisawab. Okay, and finally, the last hadith we will talk about concerning the signs of the close encounter of Dajjal in the future is this hadith. وَإِنَّهُ أَعْوَرَ وَإِنَّ رَبَّكُمْ لَيْسَ بِأَعْوَرٍ. Truly, Dajjal is a one-eyed creature, while Allah Ta'ala, your Lord, is not one-eyed. Yeah? So what's interesting about this hadith is that Nabi Muhammad SAW uh, stresses on the very uh, specific characteristic of a Dajjal, which is Al-A'war. Al-A'war means one-eyed creature. Yeah. So what's interesting about this hadith is we do not we do not know why, but in this modern time, we see that a lot of people like this one-eyed symbol. Yeah. For example, in the $1 American bill, we see that in under the Great Seal, there is a picture of a one-eyed triangle being covered by a triangle above this writing Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means New World Order. Yeah. And then also, there is an island in the Mediterranean Sea, yeah, where there is a house being built. Yeah. This island is owned by a well-known artist. Yeah. He's a well-known, worldwide well-known artist. Yeah. He owns this island, and not he, but she owns this island, and she has made a house there, built a house there, which the configuration is a one-eyed. Yeah. The owner is called Naomi Campbell. And Naomi Campbell is a great, well-known artist. Yeah. And then also, if you make a picture of the middle part of the city of Jakarta, yeah, you will find its configuration is also one-eyed. Yeah. This is Bundaran HI. If you know Bundaran HI, it's in the middle center of Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia. And this is Jalan Sudirman, Sudirman Street, and this is Jalan Tamrin, Tamrin Street. And this is the Bundaran HI. Yeah. Its configuration is one-eyed. Yeah. And also, once upon a time in Indonesian television history, there is the first reality show called Big Brother. This reality show uses the symbol of a one-eyed. Yeah. And also, in 2012, during the Malam Tahun Baru, yeah, New Year's Eve in the city of Sydney, your city. Yeah, suddenly, in the middle of the night, there's this lamp which turns on, and its configuration is one-eyed. Yeah. We don't know why. This is not coincidental, of course. I do not believe in coincidences. Yeah, I believe that there's somewhat like a hidden agenda uh, in such a way that people love to use one-eyed. Yeah, including maybe you've seen also these particular singers, these particular artists. When they are being captured on picture, on photo, yeah, they like to give a gesture by closing one of their eyes so that they have only one eye. Yeah. Maybe this is a symbol that people are starting to become aware, and even they are welcoming the Dajjal. Na'udzubillah min dhalik. Okay, anyway, it's already 5 minutes past 4 o'clock, and we only have 10 more minutes. I'd like to ask Brother Muhammad Haikal, should I continue, or should we just leave it there so that we can use 10 minutes for questions and answers? Because actually, this is a very long topic. Yeah. Tafadal, Haikal.
Great. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khair. Um, I think we're running out of time with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We won't. We just have to leave it there. We won't take any questions at the moment. But any questions, please keep them recorded somewhere. Have them written somewhere, and we will meet Ustadz Ihsan Tandjung hopefully next week, inshallah, or the week after, just before Eid. But this topic, this subject, it's a very long topic, so it needs a great series to study it. But hopefully, inshallah, what we have, what has been delivered to them tonight and discussed tonight, hopefully that will give you a glimpse of what is Dajjal, who is Dajjal, and the fact that this is not a myth. This is a fundamental of our belief that this particular being will emerge towards the end of time. When is the end of time? We're living towards the end of time, so it will be coming soon. So inshallah, we'll leave it at that. Ustad, Jazakumullah khair, Ustad, once again. We would love to stick around with you, but unfortunately, time is cutting us off. But inshallah, we'll meet again at other time. So inshallah, we'll see you again, Ustad. We will continue with another program tonight, inshallah. For those who are still on, please stay online with us. we are entering to another program, inshallah, in Indonesian. So Ustadz, once again, jazakumullah khair, and hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you all the barakah to you and your family, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your deeds, inshallah. Khair, jazakumullah khair. Wa sallallahu wa barik ala nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. My name is Muhammad Zensa. Forgive us for any shortcoming, and anything that's correct, that is haq, truth, come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.